All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's May the 22nd, and we are looking at the Euro USD. Let's see what we can do with that today. Uh, Very briefly, we'll take a look at the calendar. We're expecting home sales, oil numbers in about 1 minute. Uh, Oil numbers pretty much all the way through until 8:30, and then the bill auction at 9:30, and then the fireworks in 4 hours. We should be done trading by then, but some of you might just be, closing your books at that time, so be careful. All right, so I'll get rid of this. Yesterday's trades all came home to roost. Everything's okay. Even if you kept playing, selling green candles as suggested, you would have sold 2 boxes worth pretty much for 16 hours. And then all of your trades would have made you money eventually. As we speak, we're going to go take a look at the daily. This was our target for yesterday. It happened overnight. All right. So as suggested in the video yesterday, in yesterday's recording, the market is using time to get under our skin, right? We had the right plan. It just took a lot longer than we thought. Oops. To remind me to press record. So now that we're in the right side of the trade, we're on the right side of the triangle. If you look at the triangle, it's been forming for some time, right? This morning, just prior to us speaking, we were outside of the triangle, outside of the wedge, the current wedge, right? So let me remove this. Let me remove that. This is what we were playing with yesterday. We were debating which side it would break. I may not have drawn the wedge, but that was the intent of the red and green line. All right, so now that we know which side we're going, right, we can start zooming into this and looking at building a ladder like we normally would do. All right, so let's go take a look at the hourly. Right, on an hourly, we have our ceiling, we have our floor. I have a level that's right here. I have one that's right there, that top of the green wick. Right, I'll remove this because it's no longer important to us. Right, so that's a good way to start. All right, good place to start. I'm just trying to line things up with my eyes so they're spaced evenly. Right, this is very generic, just nothing special here. We're just building a ladder, and if we zoom far enough, we'll find the next rungs. Right? This stuff over here. Right, so we're just looking at stuff like this. Right? Let's zoom into that on the 5 minutes. And now between these lines here, you can populate that with intraday levels. We don't know which way it's going, but there's a probability that it keeps going down. And so we trade the probability. And so again, using our mind's eye, we'll just put one in the middle here. My apologies. Let's go and measure the daily. Right. We've done about 90% of a day's work, I'm sure. We've done about 40 pips or so. All right, we've done 42 and a half. The average is 40, 45. I don't think we have much more to go if we go anywhere, right? We have fulfilled the average. And so what makes up the average, right? Bigger bars and smaller bars, and we are right there in the middle of the pack. And so if we go further, we may want to, sell to go further. But once we're at further, like once we're at the destination, some of us might be tempted to buy, right? And we're not buying to go back to the moon, even though that might be where we're going, 1.1, right? This is maybe just a flag, right? We've spoken about this before, right? So if this is a flag, we would see this as a halfway pattern, right? So the halfway is the flag itself, and the pole leads to a destination, 1.1. Okay, so let's put a marker there, and we'll color that, so that we can remember that it's there. And we know we won't touch it, so we may even lock it into place. Okay, so this is on the daily. We have fulfilled the daily average, right? And so as we speak, we're trying to figure out how much further to go down and what do we want to do once we're there, right? So maybe we want to sell green candles to go find the low. And once we have found the low, we'll be buying it, right? So we'll be buying our way into this support area. Primarily, we'll sell our way there and then buy it once we approach. All right, so let's zoom into this 5 minutes. All right, so now our plan is to sell green candles so that we can find a bottom. And then once we are near the bottom, we'll be buying red candles. Sorry, I drew a blank there for a second. Right, so here we want to be selling resistance, or sorry, buying, so selling resistance. Oh my goodness. Anything that pushes up like this right there, take a trade. Right, let's go back and I want to see what we did yesterday. Oops, sorry. It would have to be called today. No. Where is it? Current week. There it is. I thought we had done 18. We did 19. They were all shorts. Okay. All right. So here we want to take a second one. Right, so we're trying to find this intersection down here. So we're going to sell our way down there. And then once we make a lower low, we start to be buyers. Right. The idea is to leave the casino at some point with pockets full of change. Right. We're not trying to shoot for home runs. We just want to create a track record that's consistent, based on consistency. If you're into that shiny stuff called gold, uh, it's on the way back down, probably towards the weekly pivot. 23.90 might be a good place to buy it back if it breaks right here. So if it goes below 24.06, we're probably heading towards 23.90. All right, so I'd be a buyer at 23.90. Come on, Euro. Let's go take a look at our Dixie like we do every day. And you'll see why I'm thinking about being a buyer down here. Right, so in order for me to buy the euro, the dollar index has to be going down. When will the dollar index go down? Probably when we hit resistance. Right, so as this is going up, I want to be selling the euro. And as we approach that purple line, I want to be buying the euro. So that should correspond to lower yields. Oh, we just made some money. Whoop, whoop. There it is. First winner of the day, folks. Waking up with a winner in your cup. Let's turn on the squawk box. I was listening to music before this. Oh, we just got the breakout on gold. Here comes 23.90. We're 8 minutes in, and we've already made some money. All right, so green candle, I'm going to recycle this trade. And if we go higher and higher and higher, I'm willing to do the same for 3 to 4 boxes. Well, no more than 4 boxes. I'm trying to find this ballpark area down here. That's why I use boxes. Right? It so happens to be the latter. How convenient. All right, there we are. Come on. We're just like, boom, perfect. Now let's see how we can get back into this. Oh, there we are. We'll take one. And if it goes up, I'm left with 3 more to spend. I'll put a survey in the community and you guys can fill in the blank. Let me know which day or how many times a week we should be doing futures trading, because clearly doing it at night interferes with my day life or family life. So I still want to do it, but I'm going to have to give up some of this Forex morning trading to do futures instead. And so I'll put up a survey and you fill in the blank for me and let me know. Right? We'll give up one morning or maybe 2 mornings to trade futures. That way we can all have the evenings free. Right, green candle, let's stick one there. That little nubbin. So now I'm left with only one. I typically put 5 in my boxes. I'm rounding up instead of rounding down. Gold is approaching support. We're about $6 away from the target. Come on. There's another 5th. Okay, so I've been selling this, all these wicks and tops in here, right? These bottoms right here is what I was selling into, right? The bottoms here. So we're just waiting to see if this is rolling over, right? And if it's not, then we have an opportunity to fix this problem with this box by bringing the average to break even and targeting the next leg down, right? So if this is a leg up, the beginning of a leg up, we will use the next leg down to get out of this leg up. If it's the beginning of the next leg down, we're about to make money. Where do we take the next trade? Right? Do we wait to see if we recycle, or do we wait to see if we go in box number 2 and fix box number 1? Gold is still approaching the target. Awesome. Come on. I really would like to recycle something here. Or you know what? I'll put a 6th trade in. We're at 13.4. I think we're doing okay. Right? The reason why we restarted everything was to make sure we only do 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, and no swing trades, no funky stuff. Right. So this is kind of what we've been doing. If I summarize the entire history, it's 3 pips average. The biggest loss is due to a hedge trade closing. The biggest win is due to a hedge trade closing. Everything in between is 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. And no swing trades here. And so the equity curve is flat and heading in the right direction. And because we leave the casino every day, we get to add to yesterday's wins every day. Right. So it's like making a tiny deposit in the bank, $5, $10 every day. At the end of the year, you've accumulated quite a bit of change. Right. And that's the idea of compounding. I'm not trying to rush the process. I'm just trying to leave with my pockets full. And so that's why I lowered the bar as low as the bar can go. And I choose to repeat this 10, 15, 20 times. Yesterday, I did it. What was yesterday? 19. Current week. So what is it? In total, 21 for the last 2 days. So it's not like we're pushing trades through. Right? We're not, flooding or spoofing the broker. We're spreading risk evenly, one tick at a time. Gold is at the weekly pivot. right, come on, let's recycle some stuff here. Or take me to box number 2.
Taking a look at the fear and greed index, 62 out of 100 equaling greed, and the crypto fear and greed index, 76 out of 100 equaling extreme greed. And looking at the VIX, currently up 0.34% to 11.89.
This is what he's speaking of. Just going back to the VIX, sorry, to the dollar index. Right? We have the 50 SMA, the 200 SMA on the 400, or sorry, on the 4-hour. We've pulled back to the moving average. Right, so this is the test that we're looking for. And that's the prompt that that's the prompt we were looking for. If you have a click to spare, now's the time to put it on. I've already put mine in, and so now I'm waiting. I'm waiting to put more in here. And if I look to my left, I can find where. Gold is a little bit beyond the pivot. There we go. Good place for a bounce. I'll put one last
At
line.
10:30 a.m.
Right
Eastern Time, we get our weekly EIA data. Crude oil inventories forecast a draw of 2 million on the prior draw of 2.508 million, with a range of 1 million to minus 3.084 million. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1.376 million on the prior draw of 0.235 million. Distiller inventories forecast a build of 0.3 million on the prior draw of 0.045 million. And crude Cushing inventories, prior a draw of 0.341 million.
All right, we're trying to figure out where is this leg going to start. Right, is it starting here? Is it going to start here? Is it starting up here? Is it starting up here? Now, where is this trying to go and end? Right, the beginning of this move is somewhere here. And that's what we're trying to solve, right? That's what we're trying to solve. If we go up here, it tells us that maybe we're in this zone. Right? If we go beyond, maybe we're in this zone. Ultimately, it's not trying to go to the moon. And if it is, we'll have had to break a whole lot of resistance to get there. So it's patience, and it's not giving up too early. You know, you create this plan by looking at price, by looking at levels. Most people don't look at time. And this is why I use the box, and then overnight, I can see the box does not get broken in height, but it gets broken in width over and over and over and over. Right. And then ultimately, they start to stack the boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Right. So this is what we're trying to figure out. Right. Where does what start? Which the market only does one of two things. It's doing sideways, or it's doing this kind of stuff. Boom, boom. Right? We just play one box at a time. That's it. right? We just play one box at a time, and we're trying to predict the future 1 2-hour session at a time, right? 1 or 2 boxes at a time. That 2 hour, that 2 boxes fits within a 4-hour candle. And I so happen to start on schedule, which is the same 4-hour candle every day. It's not the start of the 4-hour candle, but it's within the same 4-hour candle every day. And so looking left really tells the tale, right? You walk into a existing story. You just have to figure out what's been told, right? You want to catch up. And then by figuring out the smaller details, the smaller intraday details, you can figure out, okay, well, the wheel is turning in this direction. Let's help it instead of going against it. Gold is experiencing some selling. Wonder if that'll last. We're closing some winners. Gold might be looking for its own support, just like we will be. Once I started doing this top down, looking at it from the higher time frame, and then finding myself trading where I can actually afford to trade, that intraday time frames, I started finding I was telling myself a story, and it was like a baseball announcer calling out the game. Right? It's like the announcer knows all the.
30 a.m. Eastern time. We get our weekly EIA data, crude oil inventories.
It's like the announcer knows all of the players' names, and just calls out the names, calls out what the players are doing as they're doing it in real time. That's kind of how you have to see trading, and you have to be able to react momentarily on on the spot, and call it out as it is, good, bad, and ugly. And that's when putting your mouse on the trigger and sometimes jumping the gun, you can fix that. If you've noticed you've done it, fix it right away, right? And there's issues with trading that are just hidden uh, from view, right? They're personal issues. People all have a different need for this money. They all are here doing this for different purposes. And so there's a reason why you're trading, and that may trigger something that you have to address, right? So anyone can trade, but not everyone should trade. So if you find this is not for you, maybe this is not for you. Maybe this style of trading is not for you. Right? My dad and I are polar opposites when it comes to this kind of stuff. There we are. All right, so we've recycled one. I want to see if we can break this top, and then I'll put it back on here. If we can't break this top, maybe I'll put it here. Right, so if we started the box right in this corner, right there, we should come out of the box in this corner, somewhere in this vicinity. It's just a probability. It's extremely high. And so we would then expect to start this standard move somewhere around here. and finish somewhere here. Right? So let's see where it starts so that we can tell where it's going to go. One box at a time, right? We're looking at the weather out of the window. We're not trying to predict it tomorrow or next week. Right? One window at a time. Really curious to see what gold's going to do next. Let's close us a couple of layers here. Come on. Slow and steady. We know the plan. We have a plan. It's the execution, right? The market is stretching that out to, to benefit itself, not us, right? It's clearly not out to give you free money. Green candle. Ooh, the oil news just came out. Oil inventories. I muted the squawk so we don't have to listen to oil news. A little bit of volatility, which is nice. Bottom of the hour, which is finally here. So our pullback is imminent. Let's see. Let's see. If we go up here, it's on schedule. If we go here, it's on schedule. The circadian rhythm of the market. We start with the news and then the opening of the stock exchange and then the options expiry. And then as we speak, some kind of a pullback. And then we have the London fix at the top of the hour, so in 30 minutes. And then we set up for the bankers close, and then the banks actually physically close. Doors are locked. And all of a sudden, volatility disappears in North America, and all our trades are left sitting there until tomorrow, and nobody knows why. Well, I just told you. All right, so leave the casino before the banks close every day. Not the banks in North America, right? We're trading the North American session. We have to monitor the banks overseas. They're closed by lunchtime in New York. Your trades should be also, or your day trading should be also. Swing trading, that's something else. Right? Swing traders wake up on Monday morning, they put a trade on, and they don't stop trading till Friday evening. I just show up every day, do my little bit. I sleep like a baby. The next move. We are waiting for the next move. Come on. The time, the hour. We are 50 minutes in. We only have, oh, the box might be too big. Oh, the box is 2 bars, 3 bars too big. There we go. It's not like it makes a big difference. Our behavior is way, 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 way more critical than the box. Right? That's been tested. You can be off a pip or two in either direction. You can be off a bar or two in either direction. Really makes no difference. You see me moving the box every day. Right? The box is just a way of filtering the market. It's like a pair of sunglasses. It allows me to see what comes next. Is it coming here? Is it coming here? Right? Is it coming here? The expectation is it's coming to this bottom corner. But anything can happen. If we get stuck in these trades, I mean, like if the volatility shrinks way before lunchtime in New York and you're holding these trades, we've already agreed to the stop loss, right? We've already agreed to this. We've already agreed to the target. We've already agreed to every one of these positions that we're in. I'm not going to touch them. Right? If I have to walk away, I have to walk away. Sometimes I'll tighten up, but I never widen it. Let's see where we come out. I'm putting the box on the most recent high, and it should give us an average move, just like it did here, over here, right? From corner to corner. It actually came short. We'll see what happens here. This box was probably too big also. Yeah. Right, so if I adjust this, there we go. And from corner to corner. I'll pick it up from there. Actually, no, I want to pick it up from, where do I? I'll pick it up from the highest high. And watch what happens next. Curious to see. Trading probabilities is this cat's meow. That's to me, that's been the secret sauce. And the other component is to leave the casino every single day. Right? Stop trading. Physically walk away from the computer. That forces you to keep your winnings. Unless you dug a hole first thing in the morning, then it forces you to keep your hole until tomorrow, where you can fill it in again. It stops it from getting bigger. So even here on the 5-minute chart, what if this is a flag? Right? What if this is a halfway pattern? And it keeps going up. What if it goes to 850? So what? Right? That's 2 boxes. Not even. Right? We have the money, we have the technical skills, we have the the tools to do this with. It's a matter of recognizing the possibilities and having a plan therefore. Be prepared. Most people don't have plan A, so they don't execute, consistently. And we have plan A, make 3 pips. That's plan A. Just make 3 pips by buying or selling at support or resistance. Simple, simple, simple. Plan B is to fix plan A. And we do that with 3 boxes. Right? So if my box one's not working, I have 3 chances of breaking even. Not making money, breaking even. Right? It's all about breaking even before you lose. Right? So the idea of targeting the next move is if you get caught in a breakout, the next move should be back in your favor. Gold is slowly coming back up. Come on. Tell us what's in store next. Going up here, 2 more boxes, like the flag would say. $8.52, $8.51. I am a seller. Right? I know the plan. Ultimately, I'm going to be buying from lower. Right? But it has to drop first. Does that make sense? This is what we're looking to do before we get to do this one. Right? So we're building a position as we speak to take part in this. That may take a couple more boxes to fulfill. Right? And once we have the next couple of boxes full, 4 or 5 clicks per box, we should find this right here. Right? So by the time we find this somewhere down here, it's just a ballpark, would then be looking for the next move to bounce up. All right, so big picture, and these are just baby steps along the way. Anything can happen. This halfway pattern could fail and could mean absolutely nothing. Sorry, yawned in your ear. It's be prepared. I didn't sell in box number one. I waited for box number two to start, and I'm ready to do for the next three. Oh, convenient. Oh, convenient. All right, keep your trades open. Don't touch anything. We're just sitting here waiting. Let's see if this is coming up next. Or, no, just for the sake of preparedness, what if it's going over here? All right, it's not a shock. That would be plan B. And this would be plan C. And we've already agreed to do it. Right? It's already strategized, it's already engineered, it's already paid for. It's a matter of execution if presented the opportunity. Right? We are opportunists. Sharks, baby. Let's see what comes of this. Again, I have to remind everybody I'm just some dude on the internet. I really have no clue what I'm doing here. I'm just showing you how I do it consistently. No, it's not financial advice. It's just education. Let's see. The next news on the calendar is a 20-year bond yield in 2 hours and 10 minutes. And then we have the famous FOMC minutes in 3 hours. I'm hoping to be done trading by then. So hopefully we'll have flushed these trades out. If not, we'll have built a position and we'll let Mr. Powell clean it up. Otherwise, Mr. Powell will, or the minutes anyways, will eject our trades and we lose. Right? It's a probability, nothing more. Come on, come on. Go. I think we got the answer we were looking for. Let's see if it completes over here. Right? I don't want to be buying anymore unless we go above this. Right? I've already put trades in this layer here in these two boxes. Right? So if we count it as stacks, I can't be buying, I'm sorry, I can't be selling anymore unless we break the existing stack. And you may be in a different situation, right? Visionaries. Given the opportunity to buy down here would be awesome. The 08s, we spent so much time at that level. Here, here. Go far enough. Here. Took us forever to get through there. We have to retest. You want to buy the retest. Do I get to sell? Number one. Number two. Three. That's probably the others. Waiting for this right here. If that doesn't break this higher high, if it doesn't make a higher high, it's the same as this box just sliding sideways. Right, so I'm really waiting for this. I'm a seller, so I need to sell if we get up there. And tested the high. Just slide this way. Oops, I only want one. It gave me two. You can adjust these any which way you want. The best part is if you put it on the, if you pin it on the swing, you get to see where the end of the box is, and that is a decision point, right? In this case, we went up before going down. Right? We could have broken and went straight down. Right? It's the point in time where you have to make a decision. It's the same idea as this ladder business. It's a decision that you have to make at each one of these levels. This is just a discretion that's allowed or built in. This is what you need poor judgment for, right? Poor judgment allows you to test drive this, make mistakes, blow up, learn, and not do it again. Right? Poor judgment is what teaches you. Trust me, I have a lot, or I had a lot of poor judgment for a long time. We want to be recycling here. Green candle, give me a green candle. I wonder how many people assume this is the low and bought this thinking it was going to the top. Now they're seeing their profits dwindling, right? Because everybody's been told to buy low, sell high, and wait. And as they're waiting, things are turning red, maybe even going the wrong way, right? Because no one looks to the left and no one understands waiting is not a plan. You have to see and understand how long you're waiting for. Project what your target should be. It's not just a matter of time, it's a matter of how much, how much money and how much time. That's the idea of the box, right? Potential average yield. I happen to break that down into slices of 3 pips. And I'm looking for 4 to 5 slices per box. And then because I'm an opportunist, sometimes I see things one box out, a box into the future. The potential might be there. Oh, look at that. Maybe that's like a swing trade in the making. I'm trying to refrain from doing that in this account, but the potential is there, right? You can see yourself maybe holding on to this trade for 2 or 3 hours. And so you're going to ask, well, why are we making 3 pips if this could be held for 3 hours? I prefer consistency than the randomness of the next 3 hours. Right. So if it is going my way for 3 hours, I'll get there 3 pips at a time. Right. Because it may not, it may go for 10 minutes and come back. And if that's the case, then I've made 2 winning trades, or so far I've made 4 or 5 winning trades. Right. If I choose to leave the casino right now, I give back 20 cents and I've had 5 winners on my book. Right. I've made a deposit. That's it. I come to trade to make a small deposit every day. Right? It's not trying to break the bank. It's just trying to push the equity curve in the right direction. And over time, you earn the right to grow size. Right? And then size pushes compounding in your favor. Size with time. You can't speed up. You can't overextend your skis. That's what everybody's trying to do. And this is why I'm showing this with a small account. Like the skill is what you're trying to learn. I'm not trying to show off, a $bazillion account. It's bullshit. People wonder why I do this. It's because I have a terminal illness and I need to share this skill. The kind of realization you make. Too many people work at Walmart. All right, add to your winning pile. Let's see where it's going. Come on, come on, come on. Push, push. 9:30. I'm trying to be done by the top of the hour. If you have a couple to spare, right there, 1, 2. Then in the next few minutes, we'll be able to close the book on today. All right. Then come back tomorrow and do it again. And over time, compounding takes care of us. Let's see if we can close these next couple of trades here and then be on our merry way. Well, we all have the plan. Right? We all have pretty good idea what to do next. Right? We've talked about it. If you're not sure, review the video when it's uploaded. No, the idea is to be sellers, find a new low, maybe 1.5 boxes or so below the existing low. And then we want to buy because we think the euro might be going up to make higher highs. Right. So for the moment, we are selling on the way up so that we can eventually be buying on the way down. Right. This bottom half here, we want to be buying. Okay, so that's the plan. And I'll let you guys go. I gotta go and meet with the student. Okay, enjoy yourselves, and I'll upload this as soon as we close these trades. Talk soon.